Hello everyone, this is Katarina speaking, and I'll bring you the retrograde report together with the changes of Jupiter. And we've just passed the 5-5 portal. Oh my god, I don't think I've ever downloaded such massive amount of light, and I'm so excited because I could really feel that enormous expansion from higher levels, higher dimensions that could pour in. And I've been to one of my favorite big stone circles. I think it's the biggest in the northeast, or definitely in the north of England. I've been to Castlereagh and Longmeg, and I've never felt that the stone circle had such a bounce of energy. And while I was standing in there doing the energy work, it was just getting more and more amplified. And I said to my guides, "You are aware you're feeling it in one human body." So I'm really excited to share that information because my guide said it's another turning point for all of us collectively. It means we are reaching higher and higher levels of light, and the more of us who enjoy that frequency, the more of us bringing it in, the easier it is accessible for everyone, and the quicker we change the overall trajectory. So if you watch my videos and you resonate with the content, just know you're one of them bringers, anchors of light, way showers. And Ashta's just coming in, he's saying, it's you guys who make the world sparkle. And it's like, oh, thanks Ashta, it's a really nice way of putting it. So know that you bring an extra sparkle to the world. And the solar eclipse energies are now fully subsided, and the solar eclipse, what I felt, was very strongly focused upon our past life masteries. What have we achieved? What have we already brought to the table through all the lifetimes we are down here on Earth? And while I was in the stone circles and in the beautiful Lake District, I mean, it's so magical and mystical, and I've also connected with the oldest tree in the Lake District. It's a 1,300-year-old yew tree, and it's so mesmerizing when you speak with an ancient being where you're like, oh my god, the day before I met an author in a cafe, and I would have never guessed that he's 90. I thought he might be 70, 75, and we had a really intriguing chat, and he said, you know, in my long life I've learned. And then a day later I'm speaking to a 1,300-year-old yew tree, and it's like, wow, the lifespan of human versus the lifespan of 1,300 years earlier. And the yew tree was really strongly when I asked him about a message for all of us, and he's like, and I make that very plain as a picture. And he said, Katarina, all of you who are resonating with these messages, you are people who have been dedicated throughout many lifetimes. And it's now time, all that you've built up over lifetime, that you receive your Dharma. It's like the return of all that you've given. And I said, well, why do I seem to have so many difficulties with it? And he's like, yeah, you're not opening the portals to all these blessings that you've long achieved, and they're waiting, you know, they're in a queue. And he said, you're not the only one, so please share that. And he's shown me lifetimes where I was a monk, and as a monk you weren't allowed to say achieve anything in the world. The one way to reach heaven, if you like, to go beyond the wheel of karma, was only through a lifetime of utter simplicity and service. And the yew tree is saying it is actually certain concepts that were maybe relevant in 3D, without any judgment around all of that. He said it made sense in 3D. The more simpler you were, the less attached you were, and the easier you could reach other dimensions. But he's saying now the energy where we are in, we have, he said, you guys are the bringers of the new earth. You are co-creating a new way of living. So if you step away from all worldliness and all worldly achievements, then how do you bring it in? And Gaia had a similar message to me the day before when I was in one of the glens and then hiking in one of the mountains, and she came in and she said, Katarina, you do know, in order to achieve something in the world, you got to go for it and you got to get it. This is how still these realms work? And then I thought, oh my God, they're all prompting us. And she's also saying it takes that action, that being in action. And the 5-5 portal was really magnifying your passion, your purpose, and also your personal power. That is also the theme of this eclipse season. And the lunar eclipse that's coming next Monday is all about letting go what no longer serves. And I've been there 3 days. On the day that I was most meant to stay out in nature, it rained, or it was like drizzly rain, so you would get wet within an hour. And I thought, oh, fantastic. And I was guided to be in this area with a waterfall. And I can tell you, I wasn't pleased with myself and how it turned out initially. And while I was walking around these many pools of water, and there was a huge high waterfall, a real steep step down. And then kind of when I got over myself and I thought, Katarina, this is a lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse is all about water. And this lunar eclipse in Scorpio is also one that is, Scorpio is a water sign. I said, all right, I'm making peace now that I'm going to be drenched like a rat by the end of the day and cold. And then Gaia said, align with me, you know, and there weren't many leaves out on the trees. And I thought, wow, fantastic. And there was a huge Scottish pine, and I sat underneath it and I watched the lamps, and I got loads and loads of messages. And she said, see, in the end, it was really meant to be that way. And she's like, it's so important for us to learn now to align with whatever is presenting in every moment. And the more you can align with it and get out of resistance, it took me half a day to get out of resistance. Once you've managed that, then the energies can flow for you. And that's also that with a portal. If we have a very fixed idea how things are meant to come our way, that's when it gets tricky. And there's so much more information that I've got tons of recordings that I need to go through. And I'm really looking forward to presenting all the insights, the energies, the codes from the many different places I've been to, and the Galactics in the activation next Friday on the 20th of May. And now today we have what was it? Pluto and Mercury going into retrograde, and Jupiter is changing signs into fiery, airy, again, ambition. And from a higher perspective, and I said, how can we now address retrogrades and things, because so many times like, oh my God, there's a retrograde and all the technical equipment will not work. And I thought, well, I've had that for weeks now with all these electromagnetic challenges and all these solar flares that already brought it all in for me. And I said, I can Mercury retrograde make it any worse? And Ashta and the guides, as well as Gaia and the beings, they were really strong. Your personal frequency determines your experience, and the retrogrades are always an invitation to see where are we still able to fine tune something more, where is still something where it's like, oh, I can improve that, or I wasn't aware, or like the yew tree was showing me the ancient structures and foundations that I've built up over lifetimes. So have you, we all have. They are now meant to be revisited and to see, are they really holding the frequency? Are they still in resonance with the new earth or not? Is that now an outdated concept because we've grown past that stage? So Ashta is saying just now, it's like the best way to approach it is always with a big dose of a sense of humor. So if you feel like, oh my God, retrograde, it's going to be tricky, just whatever comes up, see if there is some way you can make light of it. And I'm Virgo with 5 things in Virgo in my original chart. And Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so I could go into ultimate panic mode, but the recent retrogrades have always been fine. And it's more this, Ashta showed me that picture, if you have a huge wave coming, then just get your surfboard out and, you know, ride it. Or for some of you, it might be your personal dolphin or whale pod coming to help you with that. And actually the whales and dolphins are coming. It's like, oh God, she's picked up on us. And they were saying, if you know, when you feel like your energy is dropping because you're working through so many things and you feel like, oh my God, this is happening, that happening, it's too much, it's too intense. They're saying really invite us, and we can bounce some of the denser energies off. It's almost like, and I see them surrounding us now, where it's like we make this, oh God, I want to cry. We make this circle of light around you and we lift you all up. Wow, I've never felt like this before. And they really say we are here to help you go beyond these patterns and help you experience this joy that you've all worked for so hard. And I'm just having a look at my notes. Yeah, and Ashta earlier said it can actually be a smooth ride if you are not in resistance, like me in the Glen, when I given into the fact it's going to be rainy, cold and wet, and then aligned with it and planned all moves in nature with it and just listened to what is happening. Then I had a really incredible day and I got so many messages that I wouldn't have expected to come through, especially not when cold and wet. So and Gaia is coming in. It's like there are more surprises in store for all of you, and the more you're open, yeah, it's that childlike wonder again, isn't it? When you feel like, oh, anything can happen. And Gaia is also saying, because she herself is now in the 5th dimension, nature is moving fast into 5D and aligning with that. It's also she's saying, and I can literally see it before me, magic is becoming more tangible now. It's, you know, in those fairy tales where they say at times when dreams still came true, those times have returned. And with that, I'll just see what light language wants to come in. My cat has certainly made her entrance already, speaking of the nature and animal kingdom. So again, you can connect with your heart, aligning with the golden web of light of all beings, of a high, precious, pure energy. Iwashkiki se na maha, Iashkaka sasana maha, Iuiana na iya kikina na sisina na, se kiki shishina na maha, Miuashka sasa, Nihi kikina na maha, Niuina na mashaka sasana. Iki ashk kaka sai inanamaha sai inana ma kakana sa niwash kakana niwash kakasia nanamaha niwe kikina namaha iwe shishi sasanamaha miwa sisi kikinaha Niwa kiki si ashkakana maha, misisi nini maha, misisi nini maha, niwe kikina na maha. Asisi shishi kaka na namasa, niwe sasana namaha, iwe kiki shasha sasana namaha. Niwa kiki nini masa, niwa kiki nini masa. Kiki sisina namaha, Iwa ki sisina namaha, Nishishi Kiki Ashk Ashk Ashka Kasa Sana Namaha. Miwe Sisi Na Na Maha. Iwe Sisi Na Na Maha. Ikiki Sasana Maha. Ikiki Sasana Maha. Aka Aka Aka. Aka Aka Aka. Blessed be, so mote it be, and so it is. Wow, that's magical. So we definitely have a little kitty here with us. I'm trying to remember. So at one point the Galactics and the Dolphins said, when I did those clicking sounds, it's they opened our fields to receive those blessings and to align. Earlier the soft voice in the very beginnings, it's the Lyran beings, and they said they are helping us to traverse those emotional waves of the lunar eclipse that's now building up towards us. And then the deeper voice was the yew tree, and he's saying he's given us the codes to now connect more with the tree consciousness, to be able to receive messages, to listen to them. Minka, turn around. Just turn around. It's easier if they see your face. And then we had Mother Mary came in. I was really surprised. Mother Mary came in and she said, I'm here to help you soothe your emotions, your energy body and your emotional body, to be able to receive what you're gifted with. She's like, I'm your surfboard with that earlier picture. She's here to help really support us and nurture us emotionally, so we can get through this with more ease and grace. And then Gaia came in and she's like, I'm so happily awaiting all of you and those higher energies. And I'm really looking forward to May the 20th on Friday, where I go in depth into these teachings, awareness, more codes, and I'm still receiving deeper insights about all of it. So I'm still in the process of really integrating, settling with it in order to then be able to present it to you. This is the first time Minka has actually come into a video, not just in the preparation. So greetings from the animal kingdom and me, and I wish you a most wonderful rest of your day. Bright blessings to you. Namaste.